And now for a deeper analysis into the apparent murder of Kim Jong-nam, we have our Connie Kim, our foreign affairs correspondent, joining us in the studio. Connie, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now, Kim Jong-nam's death is sending big shockwaves to the international community.
Well, it really did, Daniel, because he was the eldest son of Kim Jong-il, was once considered a potential successor. But he spent much time of his adult life in exile, and it was his half-brother Kim Jong-un who became leader, ruling with an iron fist since 2011. Let's first take a look at Hye-sung's report as she explains how that came to be and what this incident means for the family dynasty.
Who was Kim Jong-nam? Although he was Kim Jong-il's eldest son, he was considered the black sheep in the Kim family dynasty. Born May 10, 1971 in Pyongyang, he was the son to Kim Jong-il and his mistress Hye-rim. He was expected to be the first in line to be the leader of North Korea, but events took a different turn. Kim Jong-nam is thought to have spent much of his childhood in Pyongyang living like a prince, but during his teenage years he spent time studying in Switzerland where he reportedly learned about democracy. He's said to have tried to convince his father to reform North Korea too, and that's when he started to fall out of favor with his father. In May 2001, he was caught trying to enter Japan with his son and two women using a fake passport to visit Disneyland Tokyo. The much publicized incident is said to have deeply embarrassed his father, cementing Kim Jong-il's negative view of his eldest son. Kim Jong-nam was essentially exiled from North Korea thereon and spent much of his time in China and Macau, and eventually his half-brother Kim Jong-un was named heir apparent in 2010. Although rarely appearing in public, he would speak to reporters occasionally and make critical comments about his brother and the regime. There's currently no evidence of Kim Jong-un's involvement in his sibling's death, but suspicion is high. It's been considered a continuation of the purges that the leader has carried out since he came to power 6 years ago. He has so far reportedly executed at least 140 senior officials, including his uncle and mentor Chang Sung-taek in 2013. Whether Kim Jong-nam would have posed a threat to Kim Jong-un is unclear. Although he showed no signs of ambition to challenge his younger brother, Kim Jong-nam had represented a question mark of legitimacy and remained a potential thorn in the leader's side. Kim Hye-sung, Arirang News.
Now, there's not a lot of facts and figures out there, a lot of question marks. It's becoming quite an international case of intrigue.
Right. Well, at this point, there is no exact evidence that Kim Jong-un was behind the death of Kim Jong-nam. But most North Korea experts in Seoul, Washington, and Tokyo are saying that it's certain that the unpredictable leader must have had it done to eliminate a perceived threat. And the fact that Kim Jong-nam is in the bloodline could be seen as a potential challenge to the dictator. In fact, as Kim Jong-un enters his 6th year in power, he's been in the process of having himself idolized as his predecessors did.
But I think this is a typical case that all the despots, tyrants tend to kill their brothers and their in-laws and very kin people around him because they believe this is the only way they can to solidify his power base because he feels he's pretty much squeezed and is pressed by all the people's.
And possibly adding to Kim Jong-un's hostility towards his half-brother, Kim Jong-nam had publicly criticized the transfer of power that brought Kim Jong-un to the top of the regime, replacing their father. And another possible motive being discussed is China's protection of Kim Jong-nam in case Kim Jong-un dies.
Kim Jong-nam has been China's favorite. The Chinese government has been financially supporting Kim Jong-nam because Beijing looked to him as the next North Korean leader in case an emergency occurs. For Kim Jong-un, eliminating his half-brother favored by Beijing was necessary, especially because he himself did not have good relations with China.
And government sources say another reason for the killing was to prevent Kim Jong-nam from going into South Korea. A source who asked not to be named said Kim Jong-nam had been called back to Pyongyang by the North Korean authorities for various reasons, but did not respond. And there are also reports that an attack by Kim Jong-nam to enter the South led to his murder, Daniel.
Right, looks like there's 1,001 reasons for Kim Jong-nam to be assassinated. What's also noteworthy is the timing of it all. It's the same week as the late leader Kim Jong-il's birthday.
Exactly.
So why did the assassination happen so close to that important date in North Korea? Can we, I guess it's hard to deny the correlation, right?
Exactly. Well, there has been some speculation that Kim Jong-nam's death was somehow tied to Kim Jong-il's 75th birthday. And just to give you a reminder, the North fired an intermediate-range ballistic missile last weekend, too. But today, South Korea's National Intelligence Service made it clear that the assassination of Kim Jong-nam has been a standing order since Kim Jong-un came to power in late 2011. And in fact, when the North attempted to eliminate Kim Jong-nam in 2012, the head of South Korea's intelligence agency said he sent the older Kim a letter to save his life.
Right, of course, he is the highest profile figure since Chang Song-taek to be assassinated or killed under the commands of Kim Jong-un, if that's proven to be true.
Right.
But what stands out is that Kim Jong-nam was more of a celebrity than Chang Song-taek, who served on the sidelines of Kim Jong-un. So who is left in the Kim dynasty? Who should be worried at this moment?
Well, I don't know if I can say worried, but a figure that definitely stands out is Kim Jong-il, the current ambassador to the Czech Republic. Now, like his father, Jong-nam, Pyongyang spent more than 20 years working abroad at North Korean embassies, including those in Hungary, Finland, and Poland.
Ordinary North Koreans are not very aware of Kim Jong-nam, but Kim Jong-il is different. He worked in the regime's People's Army as a potential successor and has quite a lot of supporters.
Many in the Kim family are believed to be under surveillance, and to name one, Kim Hye-sung, Kim Jong-un's half-sister, is reportedly locked up, and Kim Han-sol, Jong-nam's son, has reportedly been in France, but his whereabouts are currently unknown. It's hard to say for sure that these people are in danger, but attention is definitely turning to their whereabouts and whether they'll be affected in any way from Jong-nam's apparent murder.
Right, the reign of fear continues from Kim Jong-un. He has executed more than 140 senior party military officials since taking power in 2011, and the purge continues. How is this latest incident going to affect his power base? Will it have a more negative impact?
Well, if it's sure that Kim Jong-un was behind the death of Kim Jong-nam, it won't be easy to keep officials from reaching that information. Now, finding out that he has killed his half-brother, most North Korea watchers say they'll perceive a threat even bigger than when Kim Jong-un had his uncle Chang Song-taek executed with an anti-aircraft gun.
So this is a show of force, showing that he is on the throne. So he's really emphasized his presence on the throne, that nobody can be allowed to challenge him in North Korea. He's very instable. This is a typical sign of instability in his mind, and nobody should not, challenge his power with any means.
And just to give you a reminder, this month Kim Jong-un dismissed Kim Won-hong, the spy agency chief, and the prospect is that more ruthless killings are on the way.
It certainly seems like he has a lot of energy reserves for that purpose. And the next big news will be the official announcement from the Malaysian government and both, I guess, the people who are affected by the purge, who are in the line of fire, as well as us in the media and the rest of the world are looking forward to that official facts and statements coming soon.
Exactly. So we'll have to see what the Malaysian government says. And I think it'll be from that point where the South Korean government will be releasing more details about the possible reasons behind Kim Jong-nam's death.
Right. We will have some firm direction from then on. Thank you so much for coming in today,
My
Connie.
pleasure.